All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Tennessee Titans, folks. We're 1 week into free agency, and I absolutely love what they are doing. I loved what they've been doing since the offseason technically began in hiring Bryce Callahan as your head coach. Folks, it's an offensive-driven league, and I loved Ryan Tannehill. I love Derrick Henry. I love these guys. 12-5 a couple of years ago, first seed in the AFC. But unfortunately, there's guys like Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, and you just need to be better on offense. And the Tennessee Titans for so many years now have had such a good defensive side, but the offense has always just been missing that big-time playability. So they go out there, and first off, Will Levis, I'm very excited about Will Levis. Rookie season, he barely played. He sat behind Ryan Tannehill. Unfortunately, he did get injured. 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I saw something in that Monday Night Football game when they took down the Miami Dolphins. I think Will Levis is the truth, and I think Bryce Callahan is perfect. I understand it, though. I get it. The Titans just need more offense. And I get it with Derrick Henry. You lost Derrick Henry. Big loss. It is what it is. The money's not even that bad. But, folks, you don't need your running back on your starting team to be this superstar beast. When you go back and look at the last Super Bowl winners in the last, even 10, 15 years, you just don't need a Derrick Henry. So Tony Pollard, to me, offers so much. And, guys, Tyjae Spears had such a sneaky good rookie season. The Tennessee Titans in general are just severely undercovered. But before we get into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want more Titans videos, let me know down below. If we can try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. This is actually my first Titans video since September. So let's run these numbers up because I love the Titans, man. I love Nashville. I think it's such an underrated, undercovered national football team in general. And the DeAndre Hopkins acquisition last year, to me, was big. And unfortunately, Treylon Burks dealt with injuries again. And so they go out there and they pick up Calvin Ridley. And they shock everybody. Calvin Ridley last season, he kind of actually got ragged on the whole year. Jacksonville in general, Trevor Lawrence, I just feel like they were a team that got ragged on all last season because of their second half collapse. Calvin Ridley is a wide receiver 1, folks. Last season, played and started in all 17 games, 76 catches, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. And we're going to pair him up with DeAndre Hopkins. And so now Will Levis has also, by the way, Lloyd Cushenberry, 4-year, $50 million contract. You just got one of the best centers on the entire market, one of the best centers in the entire National Football League. I still have some holes on the offensive line, especially depth that I need to address or that the Titans are going to address. But folks, Will Levis next season now has a star center. He has 2 star wide receivers. He's got Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears. And folks, what a lot of people still don't even really, I don't think, understand or are aware of, the Titans have the 7th pick in this year's draft. Now, something about it, something's telling me they're going to go offense. And by offense, I don't mean an offensive lineman. They do need to address the offensive tackle position. And there's some really good guys like my Notre Dame offensive tackle, Joe Alt. But at pick number 7, there's also going to be some guys like Odunze and mainly Brock Bowers. I have a weird feeling that the Tennessee Titans are going to select Brock Bowers with the 7th overall selection. But folks, I now have Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins. It's an offensive-driven league these days. And we know that the Titans aren't rebuilding. They're retooling. They're resetting. And I think they've done a very good job in week 1. I seriously can't underestimate or I can't emphasize how big of an impact Calvin Ridley is going to have on this offense next season. Folks, every Titans video I've ever made has always been the same thing. Treylon Burks, I have such high hopes for him. I still do. I had it, and I still do. But they just needed more. Okonkwo can certainly play, but they just needed more offensive production. They need more offensive star players. And so I've got DeAndre Hopkins, who's still unbelievably underrated, 75 catches, over 1,000 yards. Their second most wide receiving yards last season was Chris Moore with 424. This changes. Calvin Ridley himself changes so much. Now, on to Tony Pollard. This was big to me. It's a star wide receiver or star running back class. Tony Pollard last season, 1,000 yards. The year before, 1,000 yards. He also has had over 300 receiving yards in his last 3 seasons. And once again, I think Tyjae Spears had such an underrated rookie season. He averaged 4.53 yards per carry, 100 attempts, 453 yards, but he was a beast receiving as well. 52 catches, 385 yards. Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears, in my opinion, is one of the more underrated running back rooms that not too many people are talking about. But once again, honestly, guys, nobody really talks about the Tennessee Titans. It's kind of crazy to me, but I guess when you go 6-11, that's kind of understood, or makes a little bit of sense. The last guy I want to talk about real quick is Kenneth Murray. This is such a sneaky, underrated signing at the linebacker position from the Los Angeles Chargers last year. Played and started in 15 games. He had 107 total tackles. He had 3 sacks. He had 4 pass deflections. I just think he's the perfect guy coming off his rookie contract with his rookie team that is bound to break out on the Tennessee Titans. Now, Tennessee's got, first round pick. They've got a second round pick. If they decide to go offensive tackle at pick number 7, a guy I would keep an eye on is Xavier Worthy from Texas. Now, when we look at the wide receiver room, once again, DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley is a complete and utter difference maker. They still have Treylon Burks. They just re-signed Westbrook-Ikhine. Now I've got a, underrated double duo at the running back position. I've got an intriguing young rookie quarterback coming into a second season with an offensive-minded coach in Bryce Callahan. Xavier Worthy could be a guy to note in the second round. So if you go offense tackle in the first round at pick number 7, watch them go with a wide receiver in the second round. But once again, guys, I really think, I know there's some offensive tackle help that they need. I think Brock Bowers to Tennessee makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm curious what Titans fans want to do with pick number 7. But folks, Tennessee's not done in free agency. They still have around $50 million in cap space. But to this point, I think they've done a really good, underrated job in free agency addressing what they needed to in the offense, especially. We'll talk about the defensive side of things in our next Titans video. So hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL videos. Once again, if you want more Titans vids, let me know down below. But guys, give me a grade rating on the Tennessee Titans offseason thus far. Peace.